Hey everyone, this is Carlos, DJ Zero. Thank you for showing interest in organizing your music, especially made for DJs that work with different genres, different music types. I feel honored to be the one you have chosen to listen to and talk about organizing music. Thank you for trusting me with your time in such a time-consuming subject that we as DJs always struggle with until this. I hope that with the framework that I have created, you can find your own way and have a lot of fun while you DJ. I've worked on this for about 5 years or so, and I feel I can give you information that have been tested and that really works and that has been applied by multiple DJs successfully and 100% will enhance your performance. You will become a better DJ with this. You will optimize the song selection that you have and you will have more time to read the crowd. So get ready for a lot of information. Can be overwhelming in the beginning, but long term, you're going to be so thankful that you invested the time in yourself and in your music to get things labeled, sorted, tagged, whatever you want to call it. I also want to give a special thanks to my friend Shravan Sundar, who had helped me in the beginning when I started this and I just had random scribblings all over the place. He was the one who challenged me to organize it even better. The idea was there, but because of him, I feel like I've elevated this to a different level where it can be applied to a lot more people. So together with him, we went through a journey that lasted a couple of years. And that was a lot of fun, was very helpful. We both learned a lot, and hopefully you will see the fruits of that work. So with that, we're just gonna start with it. Why do I do this? I wanna address that first, and I do it for my own benefit. There are other 3 reasons that I wanna express, and that's essentially by explaining this to you, I will become a better DJ myself. I will put my ideas in the open and I will get feedback from other DJs. That will elevate them and it will also elevate me. And I also want a better atmosphere, better music, better transitions, better balance of music. In general, just a better time at a social in regards to just being in a party, just having a good time. And also I want to show people that DJing is not as simple as you think. There's a lot more thought that goes into it. And with that, let's get to it. So how I tag my music is pretty intense. But at the same time, it's super easy now for me. It's my second nature. And I want to show you guys how I started. How I started was with Shravan. We created a document where we didn't always have the time to talk with each other, like on the phone or see each other in person. So we created a document where we essentially just went through all the ideas that we had and we recorded them. So we had different ways, different things. So if I go to the first page, you can see that we had a category, which is the genres, how we called those genres, and the explanation. And this was a lot in the beginning. And sometimes we would say like, hey, this is something that we are not going to be using anymore, or this is something that we need to observe better to see how we are going to go about it. And in the end, we ended up with this Excel sheet something, just a lot of different words that essentially don't mean a lot, but if you look at them, they make kind of a little bit of sense. And I want to show you guys also a older version of that. It used to be quite a lot in the beginning, and then it was just too many words. We cannot remember the words. We need to downsize. So we did downsize a bit. We became more critical with how we were talking about things. And then a bit further, what did we do a bit further? Oh yeah, this looks a lot better. And then it evolved into this. And now I'm gonna show you the last version, which is the one that I've been finalizing essentially for the last few times. These are my tags. There are 67 tags in total. Sounds like a lot, but if you are the one who created this all makes sense. It's not foreign. You just feel it because they are all words that resonate with you very well. And I want to define a couple of the things. So here we see G2. G2 is genres, and genres, that's the G, and the number behind it is the amount of the tags that I can actually use. So, for example, I'm literally just jumping into it, which is great. Yeah, let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. This is cool. So, the genres, you can only use 2 genres. So start writing. If you have a notepad or a notebook, write this down. Using more than 2 genres is gonna get you in trouble. Well, you can use it, I'm not saying you cannot, but using more than 2 genres will just generalize songs too much. By just listening to a song and just feeling the main vibe of it, and then maybe one that also can be associated with it, should be more than sufficient for you to find the song whenever you're looking for it. For me and for Travian back then, we decided that 2 was the maximum that can be used. The M3 up here is the moods. So that's, yeah, if you look at it, it can be happy, it can be romantic, and there's a lot of other different emotions that you can like see back here. Obviously, these words, maybe some of them don't really mean anything to you, but they do to me. And I will go a little bit more in depth later. But the number 3, you can have 3 different moods coming back in a song. And that's just a way that people experience moods just differently. For some people, something that sounds happy does not sound happy for somebody else. So you're gonna go through the gradients of what do I feel whenever I'm listening to this song. Obviously, the most predominant might be, this is something romantic, but maybe it's also a little bit emotional, but it's also a little bit sexy, or a little bit gangster, which is more confident in my words, or just playful. So there's different moods that can be associated with a song, and you just go with it. Maybe you only feel 2 moods, and that's also fine, but don't go more than 3 because then you're generalizing too much. Then we go here to the C2, which is, for me, C means complexity, and I don't want to use more than 2 tags for complexity. It can either be a very difficult song or a very easy song. For me, it goes 666, 777, 888, 999, which is the gradients of it, like 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, and that's just the complexity. Very easy songs that can be danced by all beginners, 1 star. Very difficult songs that can be danced mostly by more advanced or intermediate dancers are 5 stars. And here we have the I, and 2 means instruments, and 2 maximum instruments. You can see all the instruments that I listen for in a song. Obviously, there may be a ton more, but these are the ones that I focus on and try to extract from all of the songs. And then we have the S, and there is this infinite sign behind it, which is special. Special can mean anything as long as it makes sense to you. Obviously, here we have like Spanish, French, oldie, movies, cinema, 90s, and then it becomes kind of weird when I'm not typing. Jack and Jill is also in there. And that you can use as many words that make sense to you to actually go through it. And then we have the V and the 2, which essentially means man, female, duet, or instrumental. So these are my tags. Whenever I tag music, I try to go through which genre do I hear, select two of them, which are the moods that I'm hearing, select two or three of them, which are what is the complexity of the song. Is this a very easy to dance song, or is this a more difficult to dance song? Is this, which instrument do I hear in the song? What other random words can I relate to this song? And am I hearing a man, a female duet, or an instrumental singing? So that's for me my tags. And this is after having written everything down and bring everything onto paper. These are the ones that I've essentially come to. How do I implement this with my music? After I've written everything down, I've created a cheat sheet. This is for me a cheat sheet where I can very quickly see all of my tags just in one window to actually be able to tag it to my music. So with all the music that we as DJs we play, there's always fields within the file itself that we can use to write information. That information, right now, for example, if you take any song, it always has a title and it always has a artist, and this can be found in your DJ software and also in any other music application. There's also more labels or more text fields within the file that can be used to insert information. And I myself, I mostly use the comments in, for example, MP3s, and you can find the comment tag. You can find it everywhere in every single music file, whether it's a WAV file, a MP3 file, an M4A file, you name it. You can always write in the comments. I use the comments to write my genres, my moods, my complexity, whether it's a male, female, duet, or instrumental, and any special tag. So everything that you can see here, I write in the comments. And you obviously also have more things. For me, for example, I'm going to show you guys all of my songs. So this is a big mess that is actually not really a mess. You can see on the side here that I've written a lot of tags, a lot of numbers, and everything has been essentially tagged. And this goes on and 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 on until the end. And obviously, I still have a couple to go through, so that's great. That means that I'm also human. I have not finished all the work that I need to do before starting this recording, which is great. Nobody's ever done. It's always a work in process. I also add energy. So the intensity of a song, is it very calm, very chill, or are we talking about bangers, super high energy, and we're just almost running? I write that down in the album tag. So if I take this song as an example, you can see here that this is the name of the song, this is the artist. In the album, I write what type of energy, and I use 2 numbers. I've heard people in the past say 1 number to define the energy. I feel that with 2 numbers, I can be more specific. And I mostly listen to the beginning of the song. How does it start? How does it feel for the first minute or so? And how does it end? This way, it gives me a very clear idea without even looking at the song, that this song starts in general with a certain type of energy and it ends with that same type of energy. So it allows me to just go from one song to the other a lot easier. So if I have a song that is 2-3, that means it starts slow and it ends a little bit higher energy. So my next song can be a 3-3, which is a great progression in energy. I don't have to have that crazy jump from we're calm into whoa, we're now in a sprint. That doesn't feel great as a dancer. So all my waves are very gradual, and I really go through it very slowly. I control the energy instead of allowing the song to control the energy. I also write here when I found the song, and there's always debate about that, whether when you found it or when the song was actually released. I feel that when I found it, I can always relate better. I also write the year, the month, BPM is always in there, and all the tags that I found that were very connected to this song. And again, that can be different for everybody. This obviously makes life very easy once you have everything defined, because then you can create playlists within your DJ software or within your music software. It allows you to essentially just create playlists based on anything that you're looking for. Are you looking for a song within certain BPM? It will arrange that by itself. So if I show you the rules for this, the genre needs to be Zouk and the BPM range needs to be between this and this. The complexity of the songs, and also the ones that I still need to do. The energy of the song, I only want a certain type of energy. Which tags come back into the song, so I can only find songs that are related to that. Obviously the years are also in there. It's you can be very granular with this. And also I have my Zouk playlists in here, which are a bit more, oh, those are pretty easy. Give me a second. If I don't have it. Oh yeah, okay. The randomizer of that I use sometimes. You can become this granular with music. Once you tag all your songs, you can tell your DJ software, I don't want songs as long as this. These are the BPM range that I want. I don't want this type of energy. I don't want this type of music, or I do want that type of music, and I want it to be between this year and that year. And now you're starting to see how powerful this can become. You don't have to create playlists anymore. You essentially just tell the software what you're looking for, and the software will give you exactly what you're looking for, tailored to your taste, because you tagged everything. This becomes very powerful once you have tagged everything. How do I tag it actually? So whenever I have this, all the tags, I've written everything out, and I've made my spreadsheet out of it, what do I use? Obviously, typing mistakes are something that will happen all the time. So I use a program to specifically not allow me to actually have the typing mistakes. And what I use for that is, me personally, I use Type-It-In for me. I've been using this program for a very, very, very long time. Let me show you guys. Type it in for me. Oh, I cannot see it. Let me see. Let me wait. Yeah, here we go. Show, type it in. You can see here that all my tags are in here, and the only thing that I do is I type one word and then it will type a different word for me. So if I type the word MOF, it will type this completely for me. With this, I never make typing mistakes anymore. Essentially, the program autocorrects me without me having to do much. I only have to type 2 or 3 letters, press space, and then everything will happen. This is for Mac. The software I've been using it essentially for, how long have I been using this software for? Unlicensed demo. It has been about 3 or 4 years now, and it's been working. Sometimes it just pops up with a license. Oh, here we go. I've been using it without it legally, and it hasn't given me any issues. Sometimes it will pop up with this, would you like to support us? And actually I should. I've been using it for such a long time. After this, I will purchase a license. But if you don't have that privilege, as you can see, you can just use it for free. And on Windows, you can use Blaze. Very easy, does the same thing. You type in one thing, small 2 or 3 letter code of whatever you want, like Thai, and then boom, a complete message gets made out of that. So I always have type it in open, I put my tagging on the side, or my tagging cheat sheet on the side. I open my media player, and then I go to my tagging folder where I have only smart playlists, because once we tag our music, or we did not tag our music, we can work very efficiently. As you can see, these are the songs that I have to tag, and once I tag them, they will disappear from here. Every song that has more than 95 BPM, this is something that I really do want to know. When it doesn't have any BPM, when it misses energy, when it misses the comments, when it misses complexity, everything shows up here. And here you can see, oh, if it has double spaces, which is something that I want to know within the comments or etc. I want it here, so I can essentially use another program to essentially take that out. And I'm gonna show you the power of having your music tagged. Once you have it tagged, you can use a program like MP3 Tag to essentially automate almost your whole life. Remove spaces is a action that you can create within it to essentially rename or do certain actions with this. So I've just clicked it. What does remove spaces do? Remove spaces replaces all the comments that have extra spaces into double spaces, and the double spaces into one space, and everything that is double space, it just takes it away, and all of these corrections. So once that happens, I can essentially just tell my media player software, hey, check these songs again, and then it will magically just take them all out. And it will also show me what I have to do still in general. And the work itself, essentially, I just go about it by the way this, like this. Oh, I have to tag the comment within this song. So I play the song, so while the song is playing, I literally just type in, for example, oh, this is a crescendo, and it stutters, and it's a Jack and Jill, and it's French. So as you can see, I essentially type only 2 words or 2 letters, and then it will create a complete word for me. So if I think this is a cinema, an oldie, oh my gosh, just type the first 2 letters, and then it will automatically fill it in for you. That makes life so much easy, and you are sure that once I, for example, so I'm playing this song, I'm gonna make sure that I don't forget it. I know that there's a female singing it. I think the complexity is this. I think it's a romantic song. It's happy. Sing along 90s, and I don't know, maybe it's an R&B. And once I press enter, the song disappears, because I've set to this program, these are the rules. If I add this, or it doesn't have this within it, then don't show it here. Tagging music is very easy. Getting to the point of tagging the music is the most difficult thing that you can have. I know that most DJs have thousands and thousands of songs. I did have that too, and then I downsized by a ton. When I realized I have to tag 10,000 songs, I told myself that's never gonna happen. So I'm gonna focus on quality. So what I did is I went into my folders, I categorized all my songs from the year when I found them, And then I started deleting. I started deleting a lot of songs. So then I went from thousands of songs per year to just a couple of hundreds. So 150 for the oldest, 115. I literally just told myself I want the best songs, the best 100 songs of that year. And then I went by with that, and that made sure that all the quality of my music just went up. I started playing better songs because what I only had in my library was essentially things that I really, really liked, and everything that I saved for that one specific situation with that specific amount of people, with that specific person, coupling with that specific person, I deleted those. There was just songs that in that specific moment I was just not able to find. It was just too difficult to see a situation and think, oh my God, I have one song for this. You have to have an incredible mind to do that. And I don't have that. My mind doesn't work like that. I am really bad with remembering names of songs. So what I do is I use this system, this framework of defining music in a different way, how it makes me feel, how I think about it logically, and what it brings up in me. That's how I define music, and that allows me to DJ better. I feel like if I wouldn't have this system, I would essentially play the same songs over and over and over again. And that's not fun. You want to be creative. You want to give people something creative to be at, to also something to be happy at. So I feel that the system has helped me a lot by also allowing me to DJ without even having to DJ. I can essentially just tell the software certain things that I'm looking for, and it will essentially just create it for me, which is great. Playlist is something that I don't make anymore. I just tell my software, this is what I'm looking for, this is not what I'm looking for, and create something for me. And then I can trust that the system works because I was the one writing all these letters, and then it will give me a playlist that will fit exactly what I'm looking for, which is amazing. And that's essentially how to tag your music. Pretty happy, 28 minutes, that's cool. From this point on, you can essentially just go into the world and start tagging your own songs, your own music the way you want it. I'm gonna go through a couple of frequently asked questions that people have asked me in the past, and that I think that might be very useful if you want to start doing this. It can be very daunting, but I can tell you, you'll be happy that you did it. So I will go through a couple of questions that I've had in the past, and I feel that they can be very helpful for everybody who's gonna start tagging their music. First off, I want to start with delete songs. Delete songs that you don't play. If you have not played a song in the past 2 or 3 years, you are never gonna play it. Delete it. It's just taking up space, and I can understand saving that one jam, but then it's a jam. It's not just a random song. If this song is not perfect, or it's not essentially, if it was a jam, you would have essentially played it. Rambling over, I'm just gonna go with the questions. Which music player should I use? Any music player works. You can use Music, you can use VLC, you can use MP3 tag. MP3 tag is free on Windows. On Mac, you have to pay for it. But any program that allows you to write in the MP3 or in the file, that's what you're looking for. Because in your DJ software, you want to be able to see that information. Yeah, so find a program where you can essentially write into the file. If you have a Mac, I would always advise Music, because every single DJ software works amazingly with Music, because there's so many people that use it. and just the support is amazing. If you're on Windows, you have more flexibility. Does this system works with an external HD? Yes. Even on somebody else's computer. Your information is embedded in the file, not in a database. A lot of programs use a database to store information, and it's not stored in the file. What we do here is we want to store the information in the file. So if our program crashes, or we are gonna have to transfer our music to a different laptop, we always retain the information. As long as we have the file, we have the information, and with that, we can essentially DJ anywhere. There is a combination of all of these tags. Yes, what can you do with this? So by being very specific with all your tags, I want to give an example. For example, if I use the tag remix and the tags spacey, or yeah, spacey and remix, that gives me a ton of urban kiss. If I use the tag Jack and Jill with any of the complexity, I essentially don't have to tell myself, oh, this is a beginner song, this is an intermediate song, this is an advanced song. By just telling myself, hey, this is a great Jack and Jill song, and then adding the complexity to it, I essentially have made my life to find music for a Jack and Jill extremely easy, extremely. And also, are you looking for great songs, popular songs right now? How do I find those? Well, you use the tag of the year when you found it, which is most of the times now or last year, whenever, and the energy. So for example, if you're looking for songs that are popular right now, you would look for the year 2024, maybe the month if you want to be more specific. And for a very energetic song, you would do a 4-5, which is higher energy, or a 5-5, because you're only choosing great songs. You're not just adding songs to your library. You want a banger, you want a banger from this time, you just go literally with this year, this energy, this tag, and that's how you find great songs. Same thing if you want to find songs that are on the opposite, that are more calmer, but that people really love. You just look for the most recent ones. What's in the next version? I think that the next version of these tags, I'm just gonna add a way of finding playlists. I know a lot of people use playlists. I don't, but sometimes it's really nice to have a history of playlists that you have played before that create a certain vibe, and you want to be able to find that. Most of the times those playlists are stored in the database of the program that you're using. I am gonna find a way to import them into my tagging system. So even without a playlist, I can still find playlists. When I get there, we'll see how that is going to look like. How do you keep everything in control with all of these tags and how many tags you're using? Well, it's pretty simple. I set myself a limit that for every single tag that I use, there shouldn't be more than 1,000 songs per tag. So whatever tag I end up to, it is not allowed to go above 1,000 songs, because that means it is just too general. And that's exactly what's happening here. I have to find a more specific way of telling myself what is romantic. So once it reaches a point that is above 1,000, that means that I have to be more specific. And in this case, I will just go through all of those songs at some point, whenever I feel I have time, and I will think about, is this actually romantic, or is this more sensual, or is this more happy, and just be more specific about that. And it allows me to just be able to see like, oh, okay, some songs in general are pretty good, as in the playlists where they are from, pretty fine. So I don't have to really think about it too much. I have a different program that also shows me the amount of songs in every single playlist, but that's for a different time. How do you manage going up and down with energy? Well, as I explained before, if I choose a song where the energy is 2-3 and I want to increase the energy, well, maybe if the song ends with a 3, I can go to a 3-4. But there is also songs that start very slow, but they end in a crazy intensiveness. So not only are songs a 3-4, but there's also songs that are a 3-5. So if I start at a 1-2, my next song can be a 3 and then it ends with a 5. So a 1-2, 3-5. That would mean within 2 songs, I go from very low to very energetic. That's a more natural way of managing the energy, going from almost a lot of calmness to a lot of intensity, very, very much embedded in the song itself. So I, as a DJ, don't even have to have a song to go to before I go to that song. So I can be very specific in how I want the wave to be. Can go here and then drop it if I want to. Ends at 5, next song is a 1, then I'm choosing to do that. It is not random anymore. I want the song to drop a little bit in energy and then go back up, or just stay that way. So I manage the energy from this point on. What do you do if you listen to a song and you don't agree with the tags anymore? Well, what I do is if I'm DJing in that specific moment and I see a certain tag that I don't agree with, I will literally just delete all the tags from the song, or I will adjust it in the moment. If I have time, I will adjust it. If I don't have time, I will just delete it. And next time I start my software with which I tag, it will show up as no tags in here. So it will show up in my to-do list for me. And then I know like I have to tag this song again, which is a quick way to do that. How do I know what field I can use in my DJ software? Well, you can do different things. What I would say is use the program MP3 tag to find out what tags are being used within. So if I take this song as an example, I can see that the title is being used, the artist being used, the album can be used, the year, the track, the genre can be used, album artist and publisher can be used. And there are other tags like the key and the BPM. So for me, these are the ones that I use and that I know that my DJ software will recognize. If you have a different DJ software, do watch out that sometimes the DJ software writes things in its own database. I want to give an example of that very quickly. So for example, in wow, what a colorful thing. In Traktor, we have a field that is called comment to. If you write anything in here, what will happen is that the thing that you write will not be written in the song. It will be written within the database of this program. So now we have a problem that this information will only be seen once we have the program and the MP3 together. If at some point we want to switch to a different DJ software, we're going to have an issue because we don't have all the information anymore. So make sure that the information that you are seeing and that you want to write in a certain place is actually in the MP3. And a way to do that is literally just take out your DJ software, take a random song, and then just write, this is the title, this is the artist, this is the album, and then read it, open the song in your DJ software and see where all the information is. Once you have that, do the same backwards. So this is comment to, this is title, this is artist, this is label, and you will see that some things are written and others are not. What is not written don't use that label or don't use that column. And I use, during my searching, I found that, for example, Traktor, the label is searchable, the BPM is searchable, the release is searchable, the key is searchable, and that's more than enough. My comments are back here. It's not really relevant. I only want to see this and this. Taking this away. Why not the actual year of the song? Well, it is more that is you can relate better to the song. So if a song, you found it in 2022 when you're on a vacation in Brazil, it is so much more relatable than knowing that the song came out in 2003. If I remember, in 2017, I went to Brazil and then I found a lot of cool songs. I can remember the songs and I can remember the time when I found them. Maybe I'm not sure what the song name is, but if I can just go from 2,000 songs that I'm looking for into literally the time when I found the song, 2017 or 1, then suddenly I have 56, and then I know it was a man who was singing the song, and the song was, I would say it was in the slower ones. So then suddenly I go from 2,000 songs with just 2 pieces of information. It was a man singing, it was slower, and it was 2017. Suddenly from 2,000 songs, I have 6 options. Incredible. Why don't I have more than 2,000 songs? Well, I feel like 2,000 songs is more than enough. Who is going to play so much? I have no idea. 6 days, uninterrupted music. At no festival are you ever going to be playing so much. Not even 24 hours. So just focus on quality. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. Good songs over a lot of songs. Become critical. I don't allow myself to download. I can get 100 songs, but I don't allow myself to import more than 25 songs in a month. I have the goal of 25 songs, but sometimes things just happen and then I allow more. So for example, here you can see 20 songs last month, 17, 27. So sometimes I go over it and sometimes I don't. Here, for example, in this month, I found a lot of songs, 45 songs, and the other ones, it was a lot more quiet. So I'm just being very careful in what I bring into my library because I spend a lot of time tagging. You don't want to spend a lot of time tagging songs that you're never gonna use. Everything you use, everything you tag is something that you will use at some point. So just become critical with what you allow in your library, so anything you play is always good. What is Cherry Zouk? Cherry Zouk is just something that I connect with. It is songs that are kind of old, that have a specific vibe to them. It just means something to me. This same genre of music can completely mean something else to you. For me, this is just nostalgia. I can just type in this and it will be nostalgic to me, to a specific time, and I know that the people who like that specific time will also like the specific type of music. Even though that music may have been found later, as you can see, but it has that type of energy from back then. How do you know what words to use? Yeah, so whenever I'm tagging, obviously I'm using specific words. Don't use words that are going to be found in a song a lot. So if I use the word love, oh my God, look how many times love is being said here. So try to avoid words that are being used a lot in titles or in artist names. You can use the word love if you want, but then type it in with a double letter, like L-L-O-V-E, instead of just love. Or you can just think of a different word. So whenever you're gonna start actually selecting words, make sure that you search that word before you type it in. If you're ever gonna use the word remix, oh my god, be sure that that word doesn't come back in any of the artist name or in the title, because then you're gonna have a bad time. I made sure that the word doesn't exist within the artist name or the title, so it makes my life easy. I can use the word remix. Do you panic if you only have one result? Wow, if I have only one result, that's the song that I'm looking for specifically. No, I don't. There's so many other ways. So if I only have like one result, I can always tell my DJ software to just look for just slightly something different to it. So let's give it a quick example. Romantic 90s. Yeah, for example, I only have these, and I feel like, oh, this is not a lot of options that I'm looking for. I can just look for a different key, for example. Then it will give me more options. Oh, that doesn't look well. Then suddenly I have 6, 10. So that's 16 options within a very short amount of time. Just a different key if you mix in key. So this way of searching is amazing, because you can still keep what is important to me. I want a man singing the romantic that is oldies or 90s. I just don't really care much about the key, but I do want the key to be matching. Why do you use this system? Because looking for songs will be the last of my worries. I don't have to worry about that. As you can see, I can find a song within 5 seconds. How do I pick my first song? What I do is I just enjoy the vibe, and whenever the DJ tells me, yo, you're next, I listen to their song, and then I think, I'm going to tag your song. So what I hear is, if I hear a man, I will start with a woman, or I will start with an instrumental, and then I go by, and then whatever I get as a result will be what I'm gonna be playing first after the DJ, which will match what he played, and then I will just gradually take the crowd with me into a different vibe. So it makes my life very easy. And always I get compliments from the DJs because they feel that I took their vibe very well. I know, well, with my type of music, the vibe is still very similar, but from that point on, I can move it forward to something else. iTunes, why do I use it? Well, it's because the DJ software allows me to type in the information that I want directly into the MP3. And it syncs with my devices. So if I want to have a smart playlist on the go, it's super easy. I create it on my computer, tell it all the parameters, sync it with my tablet, for example, or my phone, and then I can just go out there and just play it and not even have to worry about the song selection, because the songs are songs that I selected automatically by just telling the DJ software, this is what I want. Why all this work? So you're just more balanced. You know which songs you don't have a lot from. You can see it, so you can work on expanding that part of yourself. Finding songs becomes super easy, so you can focus on other things, more technical, more creativity, and just having more fun watching the crowd, enjoying what's happening around you, instead of trying to write a spreadsheet on your computer while you're DJing. You are there to have fun. And I want to see more DJs have fun. Although writing a spreadsheet can also be fun. What what's the coolest thing you have done with the system, or what's the best thing you have done with the system? Well, the coolest thing that I've done with the system is I DJ without the title and the artist name. So I disabled this artist, and I think, can you disable the title? Yes, I can. So I literally didn't know the song name, and I just searched for what I was looking for. And as you can see, this is a lot of information still. The year, the BPM, the energy, the key, and all that information in the comments. It all allowed me to just create a vibe with songs that maybe I've never played before. I still hear them in my queue. Some of them fit much better than others, but still I get to DJ not by what I recognize, but what I feel. And that's so much more fun to do than having to stress about what song will I play next. How do I start? Well, the way that I would always advise people is to just write things down. Start with either an Excel sheet and just type in all the words that you can relate to music. Maybe you will start with only 5, maybe 10. Doesn't really matter. Just start with something. Once you start with something, having written it down, make sure that you write an explanation. Make sure that it is very clear to you what you're writing, because this will have a lot of impact in the future. Talk to other DJs about your ideas. Just express it. Talk about it. In your mind, it all makes sense. Talk about it with other DJs. And this way you will create a system that is going to be very beneficial for yourself. You can also always send me a message, can have a call. I've done it with a couple of people, and I know that in the beginning it's very difficult. What is one word mean to me? What does that do to you? Doesn't really matter what it does to the other person. To you as a person, it is the most important that you know that this specific word means this specific thing, and you want to be as granular as you can go. With the people that I've done it, I've asked them questions just out of curiosity to make sure that they are aware of what they're thinking, and most of the times we get to where we need to be. They feel a lot more confident. They feel that they essentially are becoming better DJs just by being able to define their musical taste better, and also writing it down so they can just work with it better and just mix better in general. Your music selection, which is one of the most important things as a DJ, will benefit from this 100%. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, any feedback, I love feedback, please let me know. You can find my socials here and here. On Instagram, I have YouTube, and here on Facebook. So send me a message. I love talking about DJing. I love talking about library management. It's always a passion of me, just being able to talk about DJing. So you would never find me being tired for a conversation about this. I'm super happy that I got to finish this within an hour. And I hope that you embrace the challenge of tagging your music. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but you will value it so much more once you have it done. Your work as a DJ will improve because of this. You being able to find music easier will just allow you to enjoy it more, and the people will enjoy it more. And with that, I don't have much else than this. Just take care of my baby, and I hope it works for you. And hopefully we'll see each other at some point and learn from each other.